Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Trav, and welcome to Worst Reviews. No, I am not Worst 850. I'm not even filling in for the guy. I'm actually doing my own legit review on Godzilla, King of the Monsters, right here for you. It's a classic. It came out in 1954, and I'm going to review it for you right now. And in black and whiteness. It just adds to the theme right there, because the movie is in black and white. So here we go. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I drug out my big old DVD box set of like 5 different Godzilla movies the other day. In celebration of Godzilla coming out, a brand new Godzilla film coming out in 2014 starring Bryan Cranston and a bunch of others. I cannot wait for this film, so I dug out my big box set of DVD classics, my Godzilla DVD set, and drug out Godzilla, King of the Monsters. It's a black and white 1954 film, very first Godzilla film ever made, starring Raymond Burr and his name, and I'm not even joking you, his name in the film is Steve Martin. Originally released as called Gojira, G-O-J-I-R-A, and then America took hold of it and called it Godzilla, and then when it was re-released on the DVD, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I'm not sure if that's exact, but you can put in the comments if I'm not correct on that. So Raymond Burr as Steve Martin is like some kind of reporter. I think he works from some kind of news building or whatnot, and everyone figures out about this creature. There's these footsteps in the sand, and they actually spot him coming over the mountain. They hear him, and I gotta say, for the roar in this movie, this is one of the best roars of Godzilla ever, just being the very first Godzilla film. It's deep and it's loud and it's ear rape, and it's amazing. And one of the best looks Godzilla has ever had. Big, beefy, and black. The fire is not as impressive because it's just basically misty air coming out, but it is still pretty cool. And him being black, that was most of the inspiration for some of the better looking Godzilla models. Here's him with ripping apart a train, his teeth and everything. It just all looks really. So Godzilla rises out of the water one day, which is what he's famous for, and is one of his first appearances to the people, and strikes fear into everybody's hearts. Wakes the neighbors a little bit, destroys a couple houses, and then ultimately just goes back into the water because he's like, man, I'm bored. So they are already very aware of the creature. They already know about him. They're scared the living heck out of the creature, and they don't know what to call him until they figure out that his name, and this is like supposed to be his like legend name from like the Indian, the dancing people or whatever, they call him Godzilla, which is Gojira. So they figure out that he is called Godzilla, aka Gojira, and they just don't really know what to do. There's this one scene that is pretty cool. I forgot the scientist's name. I didn't do my research for the review. Bad. He's the scientist with the eye patch right there. And he figures out a way to take oxygen out of a fish tank completely with a little device. I forgot what it's called, but it shoots like bubbles through the water, and then all the fish in the fish tank are fried immediately, and they just turn into bone immediately. That's all there's left of them is bone. The oxygen is completely removed, and they disintegrate. And then one night in Tokyo, Japan, along with Steve Martin and all the rest of everybody else, Godzilla attacks Tokyo and leaves no mercy whatsoever, killing many people, trampling over many buildings, and shooting fire at a lot of vehicles. That's what he's good at. He's Godzilla. Main character Steve Martin is recording it on his device to record the absolute everything about what is happening as it's happening. Godzilla trampling over the city, destroying trains. He records all of it with his voice. And eventually Godzilla gets to the building that he's in and makes it collapse on top of him, which in the end he survives with basically a few bruises, and there was a piece of rubble was on top of him, but he ultimately survives. The film really portrays a really cool thing at the beginning where they show you a little bit of the rubble. They show you Steve Martin under the rubble and that he survives, and in the hospital where he's taken and he tells a little story like we didn't know what was going to happen that night, blah blah blah, the monster hit, and then they kind of cliffhang you there and then show you the rest of the movie. Like that, they just at the beginning they showed you a little bit into the future and then go into like the past, what's leading up to him destroying Tokyo. Which whoever added that into the movie is a genius. It gave it this feel of leading up to something. Raymond Burr in this film plays with a couple, like there's these two Japanese chicks in the movie, and the one with the scientist did a little bit of overacting in my opinion, but it is 1954 or whenever they actually made it, 1952-ish, 3, whatever. Anyway, but she did a little bit of overacting, but the other girl I thought was pretty cool, but Raymond Burr did the best acting of all as Steve Varney. For its time, it's a really amazing film. There's some cheesy moments in there with Godzilla didn't like, I mean, he looks cool, but there was some moments like where he had the train in his mouth and then he drops it, his mouth is still open, kind of like, it's kind of cheesy on some points, with the puppeteering and whatnot. But for a 1954 film, I feel like it was very entertaining and amazing. And like I said before, probably one of the best Godzilla roars of any movie. It was really deep, and I know that that's something that they take and like scratch it on something. I don't know what the actual thing is that they use for that, but it was very, very legit, and it's deep. It's not like the really high-pitchedness that some of the other movies did for his roar, which was really cool, but the first Godzilla ever is like, it's really deep, and it's really intimidating. I really enjoyed going back and watching this. Go check it out. I'm not going to tell you the ending or anything. This isn't a no-spoiler review. I mean, there's some spoilers on stuff that happens, but nothing that is really the ending. I'm going to let the ending surprise you, because it does have a pretty surprise ending. So go watch Godzilla King of the Monsters if you've never seen it, and if you've seen it and it's just been a while and you want to re-experience the black and white classic Godzilla movie again, go check it out. It could be bought probably pretty cheap on eBay. You can get the box set. It's the ultimate Godzilla DVD collection that I own, and I've owned it since I was like 12 years old, and I will never get rid of it. And I have a bunch of Godzilla VHS movies that I'm probably going to be rebuying on DVD pretty soon. I'm trying to get back into some Godzilla, re-experience my childhood a little bit, and I cannot wait for Godzilla 2014. Thumbs up if you agree. I'll be putting annotations down here. Check out my Trav Tries food and drink reviews. That's what I do for YouTube. There'll be an annotation at the bottom and in the description below. Check out Trav Tries. I do food and drink reviews for YouTube, but it's energy drinks to dishes, all kinds of stuff, guys, so check that out. And check out more of the channel you're on right now. This is Worst 850's channel. He does movie reviews. Sometimes I sneak in my own movie reviews, and sometimes I do actual dual reviews with him, and sometimes he's by himself doing movie reviews. So check him out. I know you'll enjoy them. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Worst 850 and my channel Trav, and you'll be seeing us later. Trav out.